So do we have any other Star Wars news? Is there anything else? I mean, oh well, yeah. Actually, there's some huge Star Wars news. What am I talking about? Um, I mean, like really, really. I'm not gonna play the video because the music on it gives me it fusses at me over the music every time I post it. But picture here, Kathleen Kennedy firing out of a cannon.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had that discussion yet.
We haven't. So let's have that. Let me put up a banner so I know we started a new topic.
There's been lots of chatter happening for a while saying Kathleen Kennedy's on the way out. But honestly, I don't like to listen to those people talk because I'm tired of hearing them be so negative all the time.
Well, I mean, but so about a year ago, we started kind of hearing some rumblings from sources outside of the normal Kathleen Kennedy's been fired sources. A little more reputable sources started talking about she's waiting for a win before she leaves.
Right.
Yeah, I did see that. They were going to boycott to fight ICE. Yeah.
Boycott like everything?
Yeah, they just weren't going to spend money. I was like, well, but then I saw like 3 people post about it.
Huh.
And one of them was Sam Witwer.
Right. But currently, like, our economy's in bad enough shape.
Here's the thing.
Let's please not try and tank the economy to spite ICE.
Okay, but here's the thing. They thought they were going to not spend money for one day to make a point. Look, nobody's that stupid. You didn't spend it Friday, so you spent it on Thursday or you spent it on Saturday. You still ate the same food.
Yeah.
You still, if you had something you needed, you still bought it.
You just bought it the day before, the day after.
So, if you want to boycott it right, boycott these corporations and such, you probably need to go live off the grid somewhere, leave it all behind, quit spending your money, go buy you a farm with 40 or 50 other people and go live in your socialist utopia and see how it goes. They usually either end badly or in cults. Badly.
I would like to live on a farm and not have to buy things from people.
Well, I would too, with you, but not 30 or 40 other people.
No, those don't end well.
No. Like I said, they either end badly or they end in cults and then badly.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Nick. Thanks for dropping in.
That's right. I always forget it so much earlier there.
Yeah.
So I was like, geez, that's a late dinner. It's not late.
I mean, it's about the time we usually eat dinner here, to be honest. So.
Sometimes. We're working on
it. So Kathleen Kennedy is officially out. Not just leaving, she's gone. As of the recording of this, she's been gone for a week, maybe 2.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. We began to think that she was never going to leave.
Yep. I'm trying to remember. So the new leadership, of course, Dave Filoni has obviously they've been preparing to move him into that spot for a while when they moved him up to the creative head and those positions. It was clear they were, I think they moved him up because they were making a play to keep him. I think it was don't leave yet. And then you have Filoni Brennan, assuming that's how her name is said. That's how I've heard it said, so that's how I'm going to say it. Took over the the business, that portion of it. So Dave Filoni and Filoni Brennan are the co-presidents of LucasFilm, with Dave running the creative side completely on his own now, and Brennan taking over a more corporate portion, probably the ones that will do most of the interacting with the parent company, Disney, and all that good stuff.
I mean, I know it's kind of cool right now to hate on Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni he's the man.
Yeah. Look, if Dave Filoni hops out here and starts making really bad stuff, we'll point it out. And I know some people hated on that Ahsoka series, and while it wasn't perfect, it was still interesting. I mean, Dave's a good storyteller.
Yes.
Dave's still got a lot to learn about live action filmmaking and television making. But he's a good storyteller. And anybody that's saying otherwise is
And he understands Star Wars.
Right. But anybody saying that he's not a good storyteller is being disingenuous.
Yeah,
He's a good storyteller. Every story might not be your cup of tea, but the bottom line is he's given us a lot of years of good story. And so, while I don't agree with every decision he's made, I'm interested to see where he takes it. Now,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, I will say all that with the caveat that I've advocated for a while for a total house cleaning at Lucasfilm. That it just needs to be cleaned and restaffed with fresh ideas. But
you do too much of
always
that.
Good.
You do too much of that, and you're liable to get another round of The Last Jedi.
You are, but I mean, you got The Last Jedi with these people there. You got The Last Jedi with Filoni there, and
But he didn't have anything to do with.
No, probably not.
The sequels.
Although he is the only person there that has, and I've seen a lot of stuff out there saying, "Oh, Dave Filoni doesn't care about canon." He looks at canon a little different than some of us do. He's like, "Well, this person's telling stories, and it's this point of view, and this one might tell it a little different, especially across the different." From animation to live to movies to, comics, that they might, tell things a little differently. And sometimes I think saying something like that is more deflection of like, well, this person did it, especially when you've had people coming at you for however many years now going, well, what about the things they did in The Last Jedi? At some point, you just have to go, well, somebody chose to do it differently. At some point, you can't keep answering the question.
Right.
But, I'm a Dave Filoni fan. I won't make any bones about that. I think whether he's prepared to run something of this magnitude, we'll see. But I'm okay. And the two-person running the business is what we advocated for years. That I saw no issue with Kathleen Kennedy running the executive side of the business. That's what she knew. But she had no business running the creative side. That should have been turned over to people like Dave a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so I think that for now, this is best case scenario. And look, I'm really excited about, I know some people are down on Mando and Grogu because they're just tired of it. They got burned by Mando season 3, which still isn't as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. It's just different than season 1 and 2. I still think they should have called it something different and let it be its own thing. But, whatever. It's not as good as the first 2 seasons.
No, I really enjoyed it, though.
But I did, and I think it told some critical story. I think that we needed that reclaiming of Mandalore, and the people suddenly complaining about too much Katie Sackhoff is kind of nuts.
Right? Like, what is too much Katie Sackhoff?
Here's the thing. The side that's like screaming about too much Katie Sackhoff is the people, the fans that usually love Katie Sackhoff. So I don't get it.
Yeah.
I never got that part of it. She's fantastic in that role. She's a fantastic ambassador for the brand.
And she's
everywhere
such a
she goes.
sci-fi icon.
Yeah.
And I never watched Battlestar Galactica, but I mean, even I know, that she's iconic.
Right. So, Mando season 3, I know some people are going, there's some people that are tired of the whole Grogu thing. And at some point, people are going to largely burn out on Grogu. At some point, you got to find the next.
It's cute.
It's cute,
it's
but
still cute.
It's still cute. But that's going to be harder to pull off in a movie. And I think that they need to find that next evolution forward for that character real quick.
Yeah, I think so. I think Grogu needs time for Grogu to learn to talk.
Learn to talk. Maybe we can get something that moves that doesn't look like a toddler. Because that's what's going to look bad. That's what's going to look bad in this movie. Just being honest.
I thought you said new leadership at NFL.
Yeah,
please, for the love of God, can we get rid of what's his name?
Yeah, we do need new leadership at the NFL, but that's a different podcast.
That's a whole different podcast. The only reason I care is because he screwed the Saints a couple years ago.
Well, he did, but at least every time he shows up in New Orleans, he gets booed now.
Yeah, he does a whole bunch of. Okay, no, this is on this conversation, but like he really screwed the Saints a couple years ago. And
if you talk about this too long, Ro will leave.
No, but this is so funny. When he went to New Orleans for the Super Bowl that year, a whole bunch of restaurants had his picture like "not welcome" on their restaurants, like Roger Goodell need not.
Some of the big restaurants. Like I think Commander's Palace maybe. Like I'm not 100% on that, but like some of the big restaurants were like, yeah, you can't eat here.
Yeah. But Lucasfilm is the conversation we're actually having. Room mics, no.
What?
For real?
No, we're on the right mics.
We're on the right mics?
Hmm?
Oh.
Oh, this one. I think. Because, if we were on the other one, it would sound real bad.
Well, he said room mic, so I assumed that meant we're on the wrong mics. Whereas our official catcher would be, are you?
But anyway, so what were we talking about?
Sorry, totally. No tapping. Sorry.
You got echoes? Let's see. Let me pull my mic down.
Talking. Marisha is talking. Too bad you weren't here an hour ago when we started to have told us all of this.
You know what? It is a small room with wood floors. It just echoes.
Oh, it could just be echoey.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get you a rug.
But then I'd have a rug in here.
Yeah, but then it would be warmer.
But then I'd have a rug I had to vacuum. And we don't own a vacuum cleaner because we don't have carpet in our house.
This is true. And we do, but it's a wet vac.
Yeah, that's.
I literally got rid of our vacuum cleaner a couple of years ago because we don't have any carpet. I was like, I don't need this in my life. I don't know what that says about me as a homemaker.
We've got Mando and Grogu coming down the pipe soon.
I'm excited about it.
I think it's going to be fun. I don't think I've been on record saying this from the get that it's not the movie that's going to save Star Wars. And I know there's all the people out there that scream that Star Wars is dead and there's no saving it. And I'm sorry. You're just being dramatic.
But it does.
But
it's not help. Dead, but it could use some.
Right. But here's the thing.
It needs to be in the ICU.
It needs help. But look, last year we got Skeleton Crew and Andor season 2.
That's true. Man,
that's
Andor season 2. What a phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. So that's the last 2 Star Wars projects were insanely good.
We just need something of that quality in a movie.
It's coming. I'm convinced that I have such high hopes for Starfighter. Everything I hear for Starfighter, I get more and more excited. Like whether it's the big one that brings Star Wars back to the forefront, I don't know. I don't know if one movie's going to do it, right? Unless you come out and go next trilogy, and then they can't come out and go next trilogy, and we're going to bring the characters from the last trilogy forward. We've got to go 30 years in the future, and now we're going to tell a new trilogy, and
or the other direction. Just go Old Republic.
I'm
just ditch it all. Nobody wants any more Palpatine, any more New Republic, any more new order. It's just no.
Yeah, I'm wondering, Ro, myself, why. I understand for television why they use the puppet for pretty much everything. But I didn't understand why we're not getting a more of a blend of puppet. I don't mind puppets. Puppet Yoda is an all-time great thing, right? So, but at this point, couldn't we have gotten a little more of a blend of CGI and the puppet to give us a little more. And honestly, I don't know, like the parts that are going to look bad. You got like the part where he's toddling through the sewer. It looks silly.
Yeah.
It does, and it doesn't look silly in a way like you would get something from like the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like a puppet.
Yeah.
So, Mando and Grogu, I think is going to be a fun movie. I mean, it's Jon Favreau. Like, I'm not about to be like, I'm not going to sit here and snub my nose at Jon Favreau.
Although I could have cared less about The Lion King.
I mean,
what is it with The Lion King? Everybody loves The Lion King. I just couldn't have cared less about The Lion King when I was 10. I still don't like it now.
But the thing about The Lion King is, like, I think he did as good as he could have done with what he was asked to do.
Yeah, I don't doubt that it was.
And I think that he was the right person on the technology side. It's what I do appreciate about Jon Favreau is that he's very much in the vein of George Lucas in his desire to push filmmaking technology forward,
but also not above, pulling out. Like you don't have to look any further than Elf to see that he's not above doing old things if they work better.
Yeah, 100%. So I don't think it's the movie that saves Star Wars. I do think it's going to be a really fun movie.
Yeah.
And then we have Starfighter is just a little over a year and a half roughly out now. Actually, a little less than that now. And that Rose right. That's going to be the test. Mm-hmm. I don't think that is one movie going to just. Here's the thing: when they took over when Star Wars came to Disney, it was the biggest. It was. There was nothing more important pop culture wise, in the lexicon of that type of movie. It was bigger than Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel took the crown, right? But there is absolutely no reason to think that they can't, because they've made bad movies, that they can't now turn around and make good movies.
Yeah.
And they turn around and they start making consistently good movies again, and people are going to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree, right? Rose says it'll make money due to its lower production budget. They're playing it safe. I don't think they're just playing it safe. I think they're experimenting with getting costs down.
I mean, you can't just keep making more and the kind of money that they've been spending on everything.
Here's the thing. That money, there's no way that some of those production costs, there's some seriously questionable things going on if they were really spending that much money on movies.
Also, considering the fact that they just kept deciding we're going to go to Europe because we don't want to pay American filmmakers to make movies. But you're spending $8 billion to make the damn thing. Not literally, but.
I mean, has Disney watered Star Wars down? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't buy it to make 3 movies every 20 years.
No, but I mean,
no. Look. Let me say it this way: has Disney watered Star Wars down? I'm sorry. In the 90s, when I was reading Star Wars books and comics, there was way more material than there is now.
Really?
100%. You saw the boxes of books.
Yeah.
When we got married.
But I think that.
Not to mention, George Lucas wanted to make 1 billion episodes of that show he was working on.
Yeah. I wonder if it would have been any good.
George Lucas George Lucas gave us one of the most important movies ever made. Mm-hmm. And then he's been a real mixed bag ever since. He's never really done that much outside of Star Wars. I mean, he gave us Howard the Duck.
Oh my gosh, one of the absolute funniest episodes of the Goldbergs was he was like, the guy who made Star Wars making a Marvel product. He was all excited about it. And it's got the girl, and it's got Lorraine from Back to the Future. He's all excited about Howard the Duck, and then disappointing. No, but I mean, yeah, I think that overall,
here's the thing.
On the whole, I have been disappointed with the general direction of Star Wars under Disney. I don't think that that means that. I don't think that that means that. I mean, they've done some great things, but I feel that they have done some damage to the integrity of the philosophy behind Star Wars.
Well, they're. I mean, I believe that The Last Jedi and The Acolyte were damaging.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I believe those are damaging to what Star Wars is.
Yes, but I think that the whole sequel trilogy as a whole was not productive to the direction of Star Wars.
But I don't feel like I can put episode 7 in that category. And I don't know why I can't think of the name of it.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. I don't know. I just don't feel like I can put Force Awakens into that.
Yeah, but I think that unfortunately it's one story. Like, that's the first chapter of the story, and that was a really exciting first chapter to that story. But the way that the story ended really tainted the whole thing for me.
So, Ro says, I don't think that's a hot take.
No.
Star Wars animation has been consistently good, and that has been directly because of Filoni and Gilroy.
Yeah.
Like, bottom line, like, they're the ones that made that happen. And yes, Star Wars animation, at least the stuff made by the studio, has been consistently good. I don't count Visions. Well,
it's its own thing.
It's its own thing. I will say what I'd usually say about Visions. Star Wars Visions is good anime. It's terrible Star Wars.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
anime's really not my
to
jam.
come back to has Star Wars been watered down? And I think Roe kind of answers his own question. He says we wouldn't be in this place if all the new Star Wars was on the top shelf, production, writing, etc. If it was all Andor level quality, then we'd all be okay. And that's the thing. This is kind of like the talking about superhero fatigue or, whatever fatigue. And it's like, if it was all good, you wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
So when you say watered down, it's like, if it was all top shelf, you wouldn't say that. You could make the exact same. You could make twice as much material.
Right.
And if it was all good, you wouldn't say that.
Yes. No, I agree. But the thing is, like, if you add substance to your tea, you add more tea to it, even if it's a different flavor, but you just keep adding water and it gets crappy. It's just, it's, you can only add so much dilution before,
Yeah. I'm really hopeful for the quality of Star Wars projects as they come. I mean, whatever Mando and Grogu ends up being, I think they sort of like owed this to Favreau to make this movie.
Yeah.
After the huge success that was, especially Mando season 1 and 2. How do you?
Man, if Favreau makes a completely different Star Wars movie, I sure watch it.
Yeah.
But
then I think going out and getting Sean Levy to make a Star Wars movie, and then however you feel about known commodities taking roles in Star Wars, and I've always,
there have always been known commodities in Star Wars.
100%, and that's always been my thing. It's a matter of,
Alec Guinness wasn't just Mr. Alec Guinness; he was Sir Alec Guinness when he got that role.
Yeah, and he wasn't the only. Like, there were others too. Like, it's taking these known commodities, these seasoned actors, and letting them support the rest. It was always having Ewan McGregor there to support.
You're backwards. Ewan McGregor was the young one.
Yeah,
the Irish one.
Having Ewan McGregor there to support Hayden Christensen.
Oh, Hayden Christensen. Right. But in the same, I'm sorry, I was thinking episode 1. You have Liam Neeson there as kind of an anchor for all of your really young actors. Yes, which Ewan McGregor definitely took over that role.
Right. And Ewan McGregor wasn't like brand new. Like,
Yeah, but he was only 22.
Right, but I mean, he'd been around a little bit.
But he certainly wasn't.
He was way more, but he was way more experienced than Hayden Christensen.
Yes, yes.
So having those known commodities there to support, has always been part of it. And there are, I mean, one of our leads, that we've got this kid in this Starfighter movie that total unknown as far as I'm aware.
So shame Walter Scobell is busy playing Percy Jackson, or maybe we can see him in a Star Wars.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, he's one, if Sean Levy keeps making movies, and two, he's already part of the Disney family. So
I would be happy to see him in Star Wars or Marvel, either one.
I think it's only a matter of time. I think he's too good to not end up in one of the big franchises, unless he just, there are a lot of there's a lot of young actors coming up that are not getting tied to the big franchises.
Yeah,
and there probably is something to that, especially that young, in keeping your
and especially so like Timothy Chalamet, I think, is a really visible one. I mean, obviously he's tied to Dune, but there's only going to be 3 Dune movies, and that there is no more Dune after that for him.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's an interesting point.
So yeah, I think that Starfighter has the potential to be really good.
Yeah, this is exactly how I definitely am totally with you on
this. The Acolyte is one of those things that really I would invite people over and have a party if they just
took it off,
if they willowed it.
Yeah. So for the benefit of anybody who might be listening on audio, I don't care who stars as long as the script is intriguing and the characters don't do stupid shit. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. What's encouraging to me?
How'd you like my cough? It was an impressive rendition.
So, I think what is encouraging to me is that the last 2 projects were solid.
Yes.
I think a blend of projects that follow in the vein of Skeleton Crew and then more serious, grown-up things like Andor. I think we need both.
Yep.
But I think that following those 2 is and look, we got to remember there was a lot of experimenting with unknown directors with this stuff for a while.
Yeah, and it was like this thing where everybody was like, "Ooh, we're gonna do, something totally new and bold and different," and they'd never made a real movie before. Let's give them a Star Wars. It's like, are you serious?
But look at who's making the stuff now.
Yeah, proven.
You got John Watts making Skeleton Crew. We're just coming off making 3 incredibly successful Spider-Man movies, and then you've got Tony Gilroy over here making Andor, and now you got Sean Levy making one. You got Jon Favreau, whatever that movie ends up being. You got Jon Favreau. We're in an era of Star Wars where they're letting people that know what they're doing make movies.
Yes.
That's the hope. That's the thing that keeps me hopeful.
Yeah. Oh God.
Well, as we wrap up, I'll throw Travis's.
Yeah, it was so bad. Why? Why?
Yeah, but I'm hopeful for the future of Star Wars under the new leadership. I don't really know anything about Brennan, but if nothing else, I generally know that Filoni understands Lucas's philosophy,
and he understands Star Wars.
And but specifically, when I say Lucas's philosophy, he understands what Lucas was thinking when he made certain things a certain way in Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And I mean, frankly, like, I think that's incredibly important, and so I'm excited for where it's going. If it's bad, then maybe they really do need to completely clean house. But
I'm optimistic.
But I'm optimistic, mostly given the recent success.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically what they were doing here for the last year or so. Anyway, it's just that now Kathleen Kennedy's gone, so
she doesn't have the last say on anything anymore.
Right.
I just get the real feeling that she wasn't a good last say on things.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it before. Like, she deserves credit for her successes as a producer. Like, there's no reason to try to take that away from her.
Very successful.
But like I saw, there was somebody that tweeted recently and was like, all the people celebrating Kathleen Kennedy leaving, but she made these movies, and then listed off a bunch of Steven Spielberg movies, and it was like, you're giving her credit for maybe the greatest filmmaker ever.
Yeah.
You're
yeah, exactly.
Right. It's like seriously, though, Spielberg, maybe the greatest filmmaker to ever live, and you're trying to pass off his success to Kathleen Kennedy.
Right.
Like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's probably a good place to wrap it up for the night.
Yep.
You got anything else?
No.
All right, so we will be back more. I don't know how much Marisha will be back with me. I intend to be back tomorrow night. Wednesday night will be our all are welcome. Well, maybe tomorrow night, depending on. I did check my mic, bro.
Well,
still confused about what you're talking about, because is it still bad? Because I didn't change anything.
Did it get better? Did it get worse?
Who knows?
6, 7. I can't believe I just did that.
But I 100% checked these mics, so we're definitely on the right ones.
Well, I wonder if there's.
I checked them before we started tonight, because of the audio episode we put up the other day that sounds like we were coming to you live from the bottom of a trash can.
Hey there, sci-fi fans. We hope you enjoyed this clip from a previous episode of the Science Fictionary podcast. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to find out next time we go live. You can follow us over on Twitter at sci_fictionary. You can drop us a line at thesciencefictionary@gmail.com. And if you want to get involved at our Discord, hit me up at one of those places and I'll get you plugged in over at the Discord too. And until next time, may the Force be with you.